Satnize. Extra limbs. Number 7. Extra limbs. Polymelia is a rare birth defect in which an affected individual is born with more than the usual number of limbs. In most cases, the extra limb is usually shrunken or deformed in some way, and of not much use. However, one case in India showed otherwise. Deepo Pwan was a boy from India, with 1 head, 4 arms and 4 legs. The limbs were relatively fully formed and also appeared fully functional. Imagine the power you would wield with 4 hands at the foosball table. You'd be undefeatable. Or imagine DDR with 4 legs. In Hinduism, gods are often depicted with numerous limbs, so as news spread of the Octoboy, pilgrims soon traveled from all over India to worship him as an incarnation of their gods, until scientists figured out that the extra limbs were actually from a parasitic twin that hadn't developed properly in the womb and had somehow fused with him. Turns out, he also didn't actually have control over the extra limbs either. They were just kind of glitching every now and then. To improve Deepu's quality of life, the extra limbs were cut off, and ever since, he's been able to live a relatively normal life, much to the dismay of the pilgrims. Superpower memory. Number 6. Supermemory. Hyperthymesia syndrome is a condition that allows people to remember abnormally large numbers of life experiences. Sounds like a cheat code to life, right? You'd be the world's most famous walking encyclopedia and win millions of dollars on popular trivia game shows. But in reality, hyperthymics cannot choose what memories are permanently stored in their brains. Information like memorizing schoolwork would be treated as trivial, so unfortunately they won't do well in any tests at school. But what they are great at is remembering that one time they let a big one rip in the school cafeteria. Remembering these highly personal events can often be very embarrassing or traumatic. But could you imagine dating a hyperthymic? Hey babe, I'm going to the store to get some milk. Wait, are you going to leave me like Mark did on the 3rd of January 1984? What, babe? No. How about like Peter did on the 8th of April 1991? No, what are you talking about? Oh, okay then. Don't forget to buy the low-fat milk this time. Oh yeah, sure, honey. Unlike the time you forgot it on the 21st of September, 1997, and the 13th of November, 1999, and the 16th of June, 2021. He's going to leave me. So yeah, the vast majority of hyperthymics find it really difficult to sustain long, committed relationships, leading to a lack of social connections and loneliness. 5. Minor. Exoskeleton armor. Number 5. Exoskeleton armor. Fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva, also known as Stoneman syndrome, is an extremely rare genetic condition that allows some individuals to rapidly heal themselves when damaged. But there's a catch. Imagine a person suffers a surface injury. Instead of replacing the skin tissue with more skin tissue, the body replaces it with bone instead. This process is called ossification. Can you imagine what would happen if you injured all your skin? You'd form an exoskeleton-like layer of armor made of pure bones and literally be a superhuman. But in depressing reality, this disorder is almost 100% fatal. The issue is that the body ossifies all damaged tissue, which can make joints stiff and be dangerous to internal organs. Imagine injuring your knee. Oops, I can't walk. Or your eyelid. Oops, oh God. Or your, well, I guess that's a real boner now. Any tiny injury could potentially become devastating to you. You could permanently lose it if you damage your airways. Bony growth would restrict your breathing. Even if you don't injure yourself, your body is constantly breaking down and repairing itself, so you're basically doomed. You'd be slowly and inevitably turning into a bone statue. But the absolute worst part is there's almost no way this can be medically solved at the moment, as surgical removal of ossified tissue causes the body to repair the area with additional bone, leading to a fatal catch-22. It's a disorder that could, in theory, be an awesome superpower, but in reality, it's much more like a living nightmare. Number 4. Impervious to pain. Congenital insensitivity to pain. CIP is a rare condition where an individual cannot feel pain. Dude, are you okay? Huh? What do you mean? An estimated 1 in every 25,000 people are diagnosed with this condition, and in most cases the person has actually never experienced pain before. This condition is caused by a mutation in the PRDM12 gene, which is important for the development of pain-sensing nerve cells. Affected individuals have been recorded to register touch, but the pain circuitry is completely cut off. And 4. Impervious to pain. Interestingly, CIP individuals are still susceptible to emotional pain. Physical and emotional pain are both processed by the same part of your brain, so this was surprising to me. But it's more of an issue with the physical sensory input as opposed to pain processing in the brain. This would be a pretty neat power to have for a super soldier though. Someone you could just throw into the middle of the battlefield who doesn't care if they get shot. There's actually a village in northern Sweden called Bangi, where there's an abnormally high frequency of individuals with CIP. We might need to watch out for them in the near future. In reality, this condition is extremely dangerous to the affected individual because pain is vital for survival. Individuals with CIP often die during childhood because fatal injuries just go unnoticed. It is tragically very common for people to burn to death without even knowing. Indestructible bones. Number 3. Indestructible bones. Trod-Dento-OAS syndrome is a rare condition affecting no more than a couple thousand people worldwide. It leads to people having bones that are so dense that they've been known to break baseball bats and even withstand car crashes. A mutation in the DLX3 gene causes bone density in the affected individual to increase significantly. It reminds me a lot of Wolverine's skeleton. Like if you combine this disorder with the regeneration from Stoneman syndrome, minus the ossification and increased likelihood of death, you're basically Wolverine. Number 2. Super strength. Myostatin-related muscle hypertrophy is a rare condition that literally gives you super strength. Affected individuals have over twice the usual muscle mass of an average human, and they also have increased muscular strength, all without going to the gym or lifting weights to maintain it. Imagine waking up and just being jacked. However, there are several major drawbacks. These individuals are cursed with having extremely weak teeth that break easily and painfully, or end up falling out completely. In some cases, they have brittle nails and dry, curly, and flaky hair as well. Research into TDO is prevalent right now, as it may hold the key to curing osteoporosis. The gradual weakening of skeletal structures is something many people develop in their old age. This would make a huge difference in improving their quality of life, as breaking bones from bad falls is incredibly common for the elderly, and in many cases life-threatening. 2. Mine's super strength.